Over 3,000 years ago, the ancient world shattered. Great empires fell, cities burned, and from the chaotic waves of the Mediterranean emerged a migration of warriors that would rewrite history. They were the Sea Peoples. Among them, the most formidable group to strike the Levant, the Philistines, originating from the Aegean, near modern day Greece. They brought advanced metallurgy, European culture, and a terrifying military doctrine to the gates of Canaan. They carved out a powerful Pentapolis, a coalition of 5 heavily fortified city-states: Gaza, Ashkelon, Ashdod, Ekron, and Gath. For centuries, this coastal juggernaut would stand as the ultimate superpower of the region, and the ultimate nemesis of a rising nation, Israel. The conflict between Israel and Philistia was not just a battle of faiths, it was a war of technology. The Philistines brought the Iron Age to a Bronze Age knife fight. The biblical text in 1 Samuel reveals their genius and their cruelty. The Philistines strictly banned blacksmiths across the land of Israel. If an Israelite wanted to sharpen a plow, an axe, or a sickle, they had to travel into Philistine territory and pay a heavy premium. By controlling the forge, they controlled the balance of power. When war came, it was devastating. At the Battle of Aphek, the Philistines crushed the Israelite forces, slaughtered 30,000 men, and captured Israel's most sacred relic, the Ark of the Covenant. Armed with straight, double-edged iron swords, advanced chariots, and impenetrable shields, the Philistines swept through the hills like an unstoppable tide. But the Philistines possessed something even more terrifying than iron. They possessed giants. The Bible speaks of the Rephaim and Anakim, ancient lineages of immense physical stature, who fought as the Philistine elite. The most legendary of them all walked out of the city of Gath, Goliath. He was a human siege weapon, standing over 9 feet tall, clad in a coat of bronze scale armor weighing over 100 pounds, carrying a spear with a massive iron head. For 40 days, he terrorized the armies of King Saul in the valley of Elah, demanding a single combat champion. It took a shepherd boy named David, armed not with armor or swords, but a sling and a stone of absolute conviction, to bring the giant down. Goliath's fall marked a turning point, triggering a brutal Israelite counteroffensive that drove the Philistines back to their coastal walls. Though King David eventually subdued them, and centuries of bitter border wars followed, the Philistines were ultimately not destroyed by Israel. They were erased by the empires of the East. In the 8th century BCE, the brutal Assyrian war machine crushed the coastal cities. Then, the final, apocalyptic blow came in 604 BCE. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon marched his armies to the coast, utterly leveling Ashkelon, Ekron, and Gath. The Philistines were systematically rounded up and deported to the heart of Mesopotamia. Stripped of their homeland, their temples smashed, and their culture fractured, they did what they had never done on the battlefield. They surrendered their identity. Within a few generations, they assimilated into the vast population of Babylon and vanished completely from human records. Centuries later, the Roman Empire renamed the entire province of Judea to Syria, Palestina, using a Latin translation of the word Philistine, purely to spite the Jewish rebels. It is from this Roman insult that the modern geographic name, Palestine, survives today. For thousands of years, the Philistines were viewed only through the lens of their enemies, as uncultured, godless villains. But in 2016, history awoke. Archaeologists digging at Ashkelon uncovered the first ever intact Philistine cemetery. Scientists successfully extracted pristine ancient DNA from the bones. The results were astonishing. The DNA proved their European, Aegean origins, but it also revealed a fascinating truth. Within just 2 centuries of arriving in Canaan, their unique European genetic markers were completely diluted by intermarriage with the indigenous Levantine populations. The Philistines never truly vanished from the earth. Their cities were burned and their name was lost to time, but their DNA integrated directly into the peoples of the Levant. Today, the blood of those ancient, iron-wielding sea titans still flows, silently through the veins of both Palestinians and Jews. Living on that very same coastal soil, the empires became dust, but the lineage survived. Does it sound strange to you that the Philistine, the ancient enemies of the Jew, exist in the DNA of the present Jew? Let's know your view in the comment. Like, share and subscribe to this channel.